Tucked away just outside of the city is a beautiful little spot to escape the hectic, crazy heat that is Hanoi. The mountain village Tam Đảo. Not even 2 hours outside of the city, it's a great little weekend trip. Quick oil change and a water bottle full of black coffee for the intern driver, and we're off. D-foot? We make our way north out of the city, eventually making it to the Tang Long Bridge to cross the Red River. This one. Love the wind of the open road and the fur. A slightly overcast day is perfect. Maybe not for filming, but at least my interns won't turn all toasty red like tomatoes. Nice haul of ginseng. We made our way out past the airport, and a couple of familiar turns later, we are well on our way. Just getting to breathe fresh, clean air is in and of itself a treat after long enough in the city. There are a few new developments that are going up on the route, and they seem extremely out of place. It'll be very interesting to see how they turn out. Maybe we'll cover that in another video when they're done. It really can't be overstated just how good roundabouts are for Vietnamese roads, because nobody cares about stop signs or stop lights, but are excellent at merging. A recurring theme that'll probably be established on this channel is that I absolutely love Vietnamese roads because they're generally great. That, however, is not always the case. Make sure to wash your rice. We're getting real close now, and those mountains you can just kinda sorta make out in the distance in the clouds, that's where we're going. First, for a quick pit stop, water break. We've just passed through the village of Hop Cho and are about to start climbing. We decided to pull off at this little overlook so the bike can cool down a little bit and we can snap some team photos. A chance to play in the grass, pee on some trees, and enjoy the nice, cool stones for a little bit. I make the interns cover their faces so they don't steal the show from me. Before you know it, we're back on the road. Time to finish off the last of the climb. There's a really huge and really cool Buddhist temple back in there that hopefully we'll be able to cover in another video. Of course, there are great views of the mountains. As you climb higher and higher up the mountain, the trees start to change. The tropical trees that grow in the valleys don't do as well up here, and pine trees grow almost exclusively up in the mountains. The video doesn't really do it justice, but this road is crazy steep, and you gotta always keep your eye out because you never really know what you're gonna come across when you come around the next corner. Speaking of which, around this corner is our first proper view of mountaintop Tam Đảo. That grainy castle-looking thing back there is right beside our final destination. But first, a quick stop off to take another team photo. Another thing to keep an eye out for is people walking down the one-way street. And all of that being said, it is important to remember that it's still Vietnam, so you should also watch out for cars coming down a one-way street. But we made it. Here we are. We traveled mostly around the town to get to our hotel, but we'll show you more of the town in a little bit. Upon getting to the hotel, I got to meet my first avid fan. I mean, we're still recording the first video. I have no idea how I have such a rabid fan base. But nevertheless, here we are, and he was so excited to see me that he wanted me to put my head in his mouth. He accompanied us up to our room and made sure that everything got sorted and everything was in order. The interns took care of the boring stuff. All in all, I think they did me well. Look at that view. And the pool. And the room wasn't bad either, but most of the price was in the view. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Look at this spoiled dog living a spoiled life. It's all steak dinners and hotel pools, and while that's somewhat true, it's also important that you guys know and understand the trials and tribulations I face, the dangers that become me for bringing this to you. Ow. And just like that, we're back at it, back in the saddle, bringing you content to help inspire your next foray into the unknown. And don't forget the importance of snacks. Now, come with me down these old stone steps as we come and visit this historic old Catholic church. Now you might be wondering to yourself, why does this little Vietnamese mountain village have a historic Catholic church? And that brings us to the part of the video that I know everyone chooses to click on the cute tour guide dog video. The extremely masculine and handsome tour guide dog video for. And that is the history lesson. In the late 1800s, some people decided to go from here all the way over down here to get involved in some imperialist shenanigans in what would become called French Indochina, because it's between China and India. Kind of. As I'm sure you saw on the map, France is much farther north than Vietnam, and as such, the French officers that were put in charge of the colony were completely incapable of surviving Hanoi summer heat. This is why they established Tam Dao as their summer getaway, so they could be in a nice, cool mountains during peak heat. But I couldn't let all the history distract me. I had important PR work to do, and adoring, adorable fans for me to schmooze with. After a long, hard day of working, I decided that enough was enough, and it was time for the interns to have something for themselves. You know? I'm nice like that. So, back to the hotel. We sat by the pool and watched the sun go down. The interns even took a dip as the sun set behind the mountains. It was real nice. And the towns lit up the valley when it got dark. Tam Dao is also famous for their barbecue, and so of course I had to let the interns have a feast on company dime. As long as they saved the best cuts of it. So with all that out of the way, time for my final recommendation on Tam Dao. And that is that it's a wonderful place to pee on trees.